The second set will be played on Korhal Floating Island. Spawning up in the top left-hand position, the blue Terran from Kespa Team 8. He's been doing pretty good recently, getting kills here and there for his team. His name is Ty.
The problem for Ty is his opponent is one of the better, if not the best, Protoss player from KT roster. His name is Zest, spawning as red Protoss on the right bottom position of the map.
Interesting that you say Zest may now be the best player for KT. Before this season, it would have been Stats, hands down. Nobody would have ever tried to say that the Zest guy, this Peachilgob, this Wookiee guy, who is he, man? Well, this season he has already proved himself to be quite the formidable player in Pro League, getting a very high win rate and overall solid record, being the best PvP player consistently in Pro League, and being sent out more often than Stats as well.
You know, he's just that guy who was doing okay in Pro League, I have to say. Stats has a better win rate than Zest, but Zest always got the win for KT roster when KT roster needed him to get the win.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was like, okay, and now he's becoming much better than Zest. In fact, you know, Stats is not being fielded in Winners League only because Zest and Flash finishes the series before Stats can get fielded.
You guys already saw the record for KT roster. They've been 4-1 over their last 7 or 8 games now, I think. So that kind of gives you an idea of how well they've been doing recently, why they're in second place right now as well, and why we haven't been seeing Stats as much.
Yeah, well, the thing is that they are kind of a little bit weak when it goes into the regular format because they have Flash, they have Stats, they have Zest. But when it comes to the 4-player, they're like a little bit iffy. So when they get the wins as either 4-3 or the opposing team, they just snipe Flash or Zest in the best of 1 series and then win the match.
That is a bit of a weakness for KT. They have a 3-player deep roster, and they need a 4 or 5.
There is a reason why there was a running gag with KT Flash when KT roster was doing so well in Winners League, but not so much in the Pro League format.
It's true. All right, well, looking at the build orders here, we have a Command Center first from Ty, following that up with 2 Barracks, and we already have a Zealot heading over to Ty's base here. I'm going to go ahead and pass right by that SCV, waving hello with his Psyblade. And no expansion yet from Zest here. He only has 1 gas, though, so he's probably going to be taking that expansion quite soon here.
But this also forces Ty to build a bunker to make sure his Marines are not going to die, or at least wall off.
Ooh, actually, that wall off. Zest, holy crap, this guy is smart. He assumed there's going to be a wall off on the other side.
Little mind games, man.
Holy crap, this guy is smart. Zest, man, he just, even if that Zealot doesn't kill a single unit, he just earned some brownie points in my book.
Brownie. This is even more than brownie points. Oh, really nice play. Trapping the Marine outside of the main base, but he is about to get the SCV. No, he's barely not going to get it, but he does have a Stalker following up behind this, and a second Stalker also being built right now.
Interesting, so he wants to go for the pressure here. I'm not sure if it's going to work because the rocks are going to get killed in time here, so I think Zest didn't anticipate that follow-up here from Ty, but you know, he can at the very least still apply a good amount of pressure on his opponent here. The Stalker and Zealot can now move forward, and they're going to be able to do a good amount of damage here, potentially take out 1 or 2 of those Marines. There is the bunker, though. We can't forget that. These units now getting low on health. And Zest is going to be forced back. At the same time, the Mothership Core in the main base, killing off potentially a unit or 2 there.
You know, usually we don't see an early action, but actually getting an SCV, really nice play, but Ty is going to wall this off completely, and it is going to prevent Zest from getting inside the main base.
That's true. Still just kind of annoying for Ty that this.
A really fast third behind us.
Holy
We usually do not see this from the Protoss player because it's so risky in this
matchup.
matchup.
And we have a proxy third from Ty. This game, man. We're in for a treat here. We have no idea what's going to happen.
What is this, Brood War?
I don't know, man. But we're seeing a fast third from both players here. Proxy third from Ty, and the thing is, proxy command centers have been so out of the metagame. They've been out of the metagame since Tal'Darim Altar and Wings of Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
That's the last time we really saw the proxy command centers here. And Zest, I don't think he's going to scout this one. He's not gonna star sense this one.
Zest is just too early to say that, by the way, because you never know when he's going to start scouting around the map after seeing the engineering bay timing,
yeah.
you know, because he is a solid player. But, you know, it's really unlikely that Zest is going to scout the left bottom base. It's so out of the position, and Terran players usually do not go for that position right there. But if he does sneak in an observer or does scout what his opponent is going for, then he knows that something is out of order, and he knows that there has to be a third command center somewhere around the map.
All right, so we have the Zealot charge on the way, +1 armor as well for our KT player.
Oh.
The third base has completed for each player here. We don't have any gases at the natural or third base for Zest yet. So he's just look at this, man. He got all this off of one gate. He's playing so greedy here.
He's playing so greedy, but it's working out because his opponent is also playing greedy.
Yeah, he's going to get away with it. There's only 11 Marines, 1 Reaper, 2 Stalkers, 1 Zealot out at the 8-minute, 14-second mark. Now we're seeing lots of gateways being added to the mix. So Zest knows that because he got that early third base, he needs to be able to defend it.
He does have the charge behind us, so against any timing attack by a tie, he could defend against it with only charge loss, as long as he doesn't get dropped at multiple locations. But even then, he's going to have so much minerals to warp in those Zealots at multiple locations at once.
Yeah, certainly will be able to.
Up to 7 gateways.
Up to 7 gateways.
9 gateways.
Well then.
He might just go for a bust at this rate.
No, could certainly go for the bust here. We do have a scan. It sees all of the gateways there, and that probe moving towards that third, if Ty scouted that, it's pretty much assumed what's going on here.
Well, he only did see 1 probe, so he might be, you know, like a pressure, putting the proxy pylons around the map. But Ty also going up, adding in a lot of barracks for himself, because he does have the third command center on the left bottom position of the map.
This is just kind of a funny game, man. It's
now the
funny.
Reaper does scout the third base, and saying that, whoa, this is so early.
You know what, though? Ty can't punish that because he got an early third of his own here.
Yeah.
And Proxy Pylon won't be scouted here, but that Reaper will not be able to take it out. We have another pylon going down as well on the upper middle part of the map. I actually would love to see Zest go for a fast 4th base here.
Uh-oh. Remember, he only saw the 5 gateways thinking, whoa, the third has been added on really early, but he doesn't have that many gateways. He's focusing on something else right now, so before those units come out, I am going to hit the timing, but that's not the case because we have 9 gateways by Zest.
Zest, he's already at the 60 pros. He's got 9 gateways. Charge, almost complete as well here. There's actually, I don't think there's anything in these medevacs. They're just there to try to trick his opponent out. And those Zealots, waste of minerals essentially from Zest. A bit of a mistake there. He does lose that pylon, but not the end of the world. There's still another pylon on this map that hasn't been scouted. And I think it's time for Zest to start scouting around the map. He needs to figure out what his opponent's up to here. If he can scout that third base, he can easily disable it. But Ty, he's not having it.
And Zest is not going to scout it anytime soon because his concept of the game is go for really early third base and don't scout out of my opponent. Just get tons of gateways and defend against 1 timing attack.
All right, now it looks like Ty is deciding to move across the map now with his army composition. The +2 attack on the way for Ty is also getting +1 armor. Charge is complete now. We do have stim as well, but no combat shields quite yet. +1 attack very close to completing for our Protoss player. He's also getting a few High Templars. The Storm is about 1/3 of the way done as well.
Those reinforcements getting cut off by the Zealots and just slowly eating away. 7 o'clock still not scouted.
Ooh, that may tip off Zest that something's going on here.
That's 2 SCVs, and it might tip him off, but at this point, Zest is probably going to be thinking, oh, he's taking a third command center at the 10 o'clock position.
Yeah.
Since the SCVs were so close right there.
I'd love to see a second forge from Zest here. He does have that 1 forge right now, and he's got 3 bases, so why not? The defense at the natural for Zest is very solid.
And behind us, a double robo.
Ooh, double robo. Very, very good decision here from Zest. You know, he's going to have that storm. He can afford the double robo economy. And his opponent hasn't started building too many Vikings yet. He's getting 2 right now. We have a 4th command center on the way now for our Terran player as well. Zest is going to be very well defended against any potential drops at this natural as well, but I think it's time to see a 4th.
Do remember that Protoss players, you know, Zest, he's in a really good position, but if he loses 1 battle, then Ty's going to win the game right away. So he still needs to watch out. He got the unit composition that he wanted. He got to the stage of the game where he wanted, but he needs to make sure his Templars do not get EMP'd so easily by Ty's Ghost.
That's true. Ty just moving around the map now. I think Zest getting double Immortals. Very interesting decision here. I guess he just wants a very strong Storm Immortal-based army to do a huge, powerful punch against his opponent here. He's getting the +2 attack now. Robotics Bay on the way as well, and we're going to see that 4th base get taken momentarily here from Zest. Ty moving in now as well, but the engagement, it will go good for the Protoss player if he gets the good storms off.
That was so close, but Ty exactly knew where the temples were.
All right, so Zest moving forward here now. He's got to be very careful. Storm goes down.
But where are the ghosts? There were actually ghosts. A nice EMP and a snipe. The second Templar does not get EMP'd, but the rest of the Templars have been got an EMP right away.
So one ghost is down, and the supply very, very high for our Terran player Zest here. Excuse me, Ty, and he's just going to be able to micro against that army.
Problem is he doesn't have any more force fields, so Ty can actually take out the 3rd command center if Zest is not careful.
The Immortals have now joined the army, though, and the Zealot count very impressive. I think this may force back our Terran player, but no, he's going to continue attacking here. Where is that Nexus cannon and that next round of Warpins here? Ty looking like he could potentially overrun here. That Storm not attacking anything here. We need to see more storms. There we go. That's a great storm going down. Another excellent storm following behind this as well.
But there's so much army from Ty right now. He's just overpowering his opponent. The 900 minerals, Zest is not dumping into Zealous at this point.
It's just too much for Zest to handle here. That 3rd base, GG is called. The all-kill easily denied only after 1 game. Ty looking very, very strong there. The build worked out perfectly for him, and Zest, he couldn't get those Colossi out in time. Didn't have the Mothership Core as well.
You know, he was only thinking that his opponent got the 3rd base a little bit later into the game because he did not have any scouting inside Ty's main base, and because of that, Ty's 3rd base on the left bottom side, you know, it went undetected, unpunished. And Zest was probably surprised at the amount of units streaming through at the 3rd base, you know, at that time in the game.
All right, guys, we have to go into a quick commercial break. The score is tied up 1-1. When we get back, we'll have set number 3 on Whirlwind.